welcome to the Assen TT circuit here in the Netherlands for the second round of the European Junior Cup and the Women's European Cup. I'm Maria Costello and I'm really pleased to be joined in the box here by Jeremy McWilliams, MotoGP legend, Dutch TT Grand Prix winner and also EJC coach and mentor.
Thank you.
So we're here for the second round of the championship. Thankfully at a sunny Assen. It's been very mixed weather today, but we're looking forward to a really thrilling race after an exceptional first round at Aragon. And there's some great crowds here.
Yeah, super turnout for this great field. Great to be part of it. It's lovely to be involved in the Will Sport European Junior Cup.
And here we're just taking a look at the guy in pole position. This is Dorian Leville, French rider. It's his third year in the European Junior Cup, and he finished 5th in the championship last year.
Very, very confident young fella.
This is Hannes Sommer. He played a very strategic game in qualifying yesterday, completing only 3 laps to save his tyres for this race. He has the lap record here, which he got in 2015, which was a 1:46.9, and he also had pole position here last year. He finished 7th in the championship, and he's probably one of the most experienced in the EJC because this is his 4th year.
Sure is. Finished 2nd here last year. So I'm going to put my money on Hans. He's got the best tyre, as Maria just said. He's got the best tyre left. He was pretty clever yesterday to save it. Leville really hasn't got a tyre, and he was hoping for wet weather. So, you know, if you're gonna put your money on anybody, I would put it onto Hans.
In 3rd place on the front row, we have got Mika Perez, one of the fastest riders, I would say, in this championship. Spanish. He only just made practice for the first session in the wet, and actually was fastest.
Yeah, Mika finished, at least, yeah, as you say, 2nd in the championship. Finished 2nd at Aragon.
They're actually setting off now for the warm-up lap. Everybody gets to get a feel for the track because they have all ridden in different conditions this weekend.
If it looks like we're actually in the race, it's just because we asked them to practice a race start off the grid, so they
do look very keen.
they pick up the braking marker into turn 1.
Which is super important, obviously, to get through that first turn. So while they're completing this warm-up lap, we'll just talk about the second row of the grid. We've got Alfonso Coppola from Italy. Next to him, Troy Bezuidenhout from South Africa. Always a really happy competitor, eh? He's one of the most smiling kids and also one of the youngest in the championship.
Lovely kid. Very, you know, he's always asking questions, always wants to know a little bit more. And, really, just a dream, really, for a press dream. You know, he talks very well. He's just a polite kid and very fast.
Finishing the second row, we've got Paulo Gracia. He finished 2nd in the championship last year. He's 16 years old and it's his 3rd year in the European Junior Cup. And for row 3, we've got the Aragon winner, Harun Çubuk, Turkish rider. He actually, it was his first time in the European Junior Cup this race last year, and he won the race. He finished 10th in the championship last year, but he's looking really strong this season, much stronger than before. So his 2nd year, he's obviously got used to the bike and he's using all the experience he gained last year.
He's got a lot of support in the grandstands. We see about 3 or 4 Turkish flags, so
yeah,
got their own club
of Turkish fans.
You wouldn't argue with them.
No. Next to him on the grid is 21-year-old Richard Bodis, Hungarian rider, probably one of the most experienced out there. He has ridden in the EJC before in 2013, but he's also had experience in Superstock 600, but I think he's going to struggle with his tyres maybe. So they're lining up on the grid now.
Well, this is the 4th year that EJC have used Hondas, supported by Honda, should I say, and these are 650 4-cylinder inline making about 90 horsepower on the back wheel, 175 kilograms dry. Sole standard.
Mika Perez, he's front row, strong Spanish rider, and they're about to get ready to start 11 laps of this Assen circuit. Green flag at the back.
Here, yeah, they're ready to go.
And we should see the lights on the screen.
Jump start, hopefully.
The lights will go on.
They're really holding them.
And the races go. Dorian Laville's got an awesome start.
We spent a lot of time talking to these guys about being real careful in turn 1, so
let's see if they've listened.
Thankfully we got them all through, nice to see it. But that's one, you know, the one thing about Assen with the new layout since they changed the track is that turn 1 is real tight. It's a lot tighter than it looks on TV. A lot of riders struggling with this turn, actually, speaking with them, because they've had so little dry time on track. Turn 3 to 4, getting it lined up for the exit.
Dorian made a mistake there and has let Hannah Sommer take the lead.
This is, they straight into the lead. Sommer, well, this is what I was saying, you know, Sommer has got a tire. I suppose at this time, you know, when they're up to speed, this turn they're going into is flat out in 6th, and it's just...
Runchebuk is actually in 3rd, and he's trying to have a look around the outside of Laville. Laville... He's gone at the inside. I'm sure Laville will be fighting back, using a lot of the curb here.
Much stronger this year than he was last year. You know, he's obviously. We don't usually see riders pulling away. Oh, it's too
we've got 2 riders that have crashed on turn 1, which we didn't get to see on that. Yes, we didn't see that on the screen.
Yeah, sorry about that. They're saying, you know, these little bikes are. This is a flat-out turn in 6th gear. We're just talking to some of the riders that took a long time to get up to that speed because they haven't got so much dry time. But that's 200 kilometers an hour, should I say, through that turn 12.
So this is just showing Mika Perez is now about to. He was going to have a look at the inside of Laville. He's in 4th place, and he's followed by 15, which is Alfonso Coppola.
Hans is really strong here. You know, he was 2nd last year, only beaten by the championship winner Javier Olano. Just I say that, of course.
Run has now taken the lead.
Slips up the inside. He's got a great style, hasn't he? I mean, look at how much.
He's one of the smallest riders actually in the EJC. Hannes being one of the larger.
That body position is just perfect. You know, he's got elbows and shoulders on the floor, and I think Hans is going to slip up the inside again. He's just holding him wide. Yeah.
I don't think Haran's going to give him that easily, but he has taken the lead.
Clever move. Yeah. Actually, look, you know, Hans kind of lost the drive there on the exit of 5 just because he tightened up.
And also, I would say, it's a smaller rider.
Well, he did get a better drive, but he is a smaller rider. Is there any advantage to that? I don't think so, because we see the tall riders. Oh wow!
Fantastic move there by Haran.
Keep it all together,
on
please.
Hannah Sommer.
But Sommer's really determined that, you know, the pack behind. Really, we don't. As I say, we don't usually see them splitting up so early because it's up like a number 3 race there. So.
Sure, they're all on equal machinery, but
as I was saying,
are pulling away.
All standard. We've got Owen's rear and Biani front, suspension cartridges, you know, every option available, springs, etc. 3 springs available on the back on the Owens.
Just having another look at the start here, maybe we'll get to see where those 2 riders went down. Oh no, right. Charlie Oakland and Nicole Lynch, so 2 of the women already out of the championship.
Bad luck for Nicole. Just speaking to her before the race, actually, I was really looking forward to a drier race.
She's had a real tough start to the season, actually. That's. We'll let you know if we hear anything about those riders.
Nicole's all right. Normally we get riders okay. Certainly nobody's been taken to the medical centre as far as we can see from the time screens.
Sona's still in the lead, followed by Haran, Laville, and Alfonso Coppola has moved up, although Mika Perez has just taken that position back. Maybe not.
Good to see where De Grudolo was. He was the danger man at Aragon.
He was riding super hard at Aragon.
In 7th, so he's just off the back of this bunch, at the front of the 2nd bunch.
Yeah, so we've got this chasing pack being led by Troy Bezaden, who's one of the youngest riders, followed by number 52, Degrutula, Garcia, and Bodis, who said he was going to struggle with his tyres because he had to do a lot of laps in qualifying.
Yeah, I went over and actually let me see the tyre. It looked pretty chunked up, you know, whereas where Hans's tyre was basically like a new tyre. Spoke to Troy just about, you know, what gears and stuff they use around this track, and I was really surprised when he said, you know, it's wide open in 6th gear at the end of the back straight. Just
going to point out that Avalon Biddle's in 12th place.
Yes, that's where Avalon qualified. You know, she's definitely the strongest of the female contenders, and also if if we get a shot of her, you'll see that she uses more lean angle than anybody else. She's got the pegs are ground off the bike, and even though they've lifted it, she still managed to lean it way over. So.
And she does admit herself that she's the most experienced. She's been in Europe for a few years now competing. This is her career. The others all have jobs. And
it's a lovely career, isn't it? I mean, you know, going around Europe with with the EJC mob, it's a great mob to be part of. It's good atmosphere in the tent. Everybody eats together. Race days do a great job of putting the whole thing together, keeping it all together under one.
He's pulling the lead.
Away. Yeah, well,
7 ahead of
I'm not going to say that because I did. He was my favourite for this, particularly after last year's results.
Well, you say that now, Jeremy.
I did say that. Yeah, go on. Give me that one. But you know that anything can happen. We still got 8 laps to go, and if these guys work together on this straight, you know, they can make a little bit of time up.
They were talking a lot about slipstream.
But it's really difficult. I mean, we were just talking to them because the little bikes only make 90 horsepower. When they do get in the slipstream, particularly at turn 12, they can pull 6th gear through it instead of 5th. So, you know, that might come into. I'd be surprised if Hans manages to continue, to break away. He'll get a little bit out of the tyre, and then the tyre will start coming back to him.
Yeah, for sure. Although he has extended his lead already a little bit more. And this pack are really beating each other up.
Yeah, the kind of surprise to me, you know, would be Mika. You know, I kind of thought Mika would do it. He's in the pack.
He has moved ahead of Alfonso Coppola now, and he's chasing down Dorian Leville. Having a look through that real fast kink. But Harun.
That's just what we're talking about there. You know, that the effect of that slipstream there. But you know, they're kind of tripping each other up a little bit too. So you know, if they ride wisely here, you know, that's tight. If they ride, you know, with their heads a little bit more than they are at the moment, there's a chance they can catch back on to the back of Hans. But you know, you're talking about the bigger riders and smaller riders. Hans is actually one of the bigger riders, and you know, the speeds are really much so the same from qualifying. Everybody was in about the 200. 208 was the quickest bike.
So here we're seeing where Hannah's actually took the lead. Getting a replay of that. Now back to what's happening right
now. As I was saying earlier, it's the 4th year with Honda, the 2nd year with the CBR 650F bikes. You know, they're essentially a standard road bike. But,
and actually, all of this front pack have ridden the bike before. They were in the championship last year.
This seems to be the best. You know, the EJC have tried the 500, etc. in the past, but this is the perfect bike for the.
And you've actually ridden this bike. You were riding it at the training camp at Calavat.
It's an awesome little bike to ride. You know, myself and Cal Smith. Funny little story today. Actually, you know, just we're watching Hans break away a little bit more. He's just capped that by 1.4 now from 1.1 started out. Alex Smith also comes in and helps us with mentoring with the kids, and it was lovely.
Congratulations to him on his win today.
It was really, it was something special to see all the kids, you know, stand up and applaud him as he came into the tent after the race today, because he's been in giving them pointers on the circuit, obviously, because they had so little track time. Anything is great knowledge to these young riders, but these guys are.
Run's incredible on the brakes there.
He's incredible in there, isn't he?
It's great for them, you know, these youngsters to be connected to riders that are competing in, you know, championships that they might aspire to.
Well, you know, 30% of the super sport. Oh, yeah.
Mika just
made that move after me, sort of wondering what was happening with him. He's made a move and he's decided not to let them get away. was just saying that 30% of the riders in Supersport now are actually made up of ex-EJC riders.
Just shows that it is, an amazing place for developing talent for these youngsters.
Awesome, and I suppose when we're whilst we're talking about it, just to let anybody watching know, is it's open from 14 to 21-year-old males and 14 to 24-year-old females. The class that runs the women's championship within a
but they're also competing in the overall championship.
Avalon actually scored points in the overall championship.
She has 1 point, from Aragon. I just want to mention she's moved down to 13th. Behind her is Alex Merlin, 14th. And we've got the wild card, Jim Ulrich in 15th.
Jim, I've met Jim before. He actually raced in another championship at Silverstone I was involved in last year. He was in one of the support classes there, so kind of knows where he's. He was, and he actually won the race. So kind of surprised. Thought he might. He's one of the only. He is the only. He's the only Dutch rider in here.
That's right.
Yeah, he's the only Dutch rider within the.
Mika Perez was having a look at the inside of Leville.
Kabuckstein. No way. Championship leader has lost out, and unfortunately, his mentor is
Keenan,
and Keenan will be watching this. He was watching very closely last time. He actually came out and congratulated him. So
he's
big disappointment.
Keenan's all about getting more Turkish riders into the World Superbike paddock.
Yeah, and he's been very strong. You can see that obviously, because he'd been leading the championship, was on maybe put himself under a little bit of pressure there, and unfortunately it hasn't paid off here.
So that means we've got Soma from Leville, Perez, Coppola, Bodis is now up to 5th, De Gruyter in 6th, Garcia 7th, and Troy Bezuidenhout in 8th.
You can say that, Bezuidenhout. Love that word. That's a
fantastic name. 9th we've got Byron Bester, and 10th Gabriel Noderer, the only German.
French rider Carpentier in 11th, Avalon Biddle 12th, Jim Ulrich in 13th,
Alex Merley in 14th, Roddy Pack in 15th, and we've got Dimitris Karakostas in 16th, Daniel Drayton, another English rider, took 17th, and Theo Clerk, the youngest rider, in 18th.
Still got a total of 27 riders and still on board. We've lost 3.
Second place female rider is Stacey Nesbitt in 23rd place, Laura Rodriguez in 26th, Victoria Kiss in 27th. This is Dimitris Karakostas. He's taken a fall. They're just trying to pick his bike up out of the gravel. That's he's out of the race.
Unfortunately, a little bit disappointed.
It's a shame. So he's one of 2 brothers from Greece riding in this championship.
I think he might have got tripped up here. Yeah, he's just
wrong place at the wrong time.
I'm not sure who that was, but really no fault of his own. He was obviously trying to make a block pass and got caught out. So Hans is still slipping, just moving away, but 2.1 seconds lead. Here comes Mika Perez into second, and
he was tapping on his seat there.
Really?
I think he was saying,
clever.
"Stay behind me" to Leville.
Do you actually believe that Leville will sit there?
No, but I think what Mika is saying is, "Stay behind me. I'll get us to Hannes."
Of course he is. And that's kind of the only way they're going to catch there. But I don't think that Leville's got any tire left to do that. You can actually see it when the shot's taken from behind. He's
the couple are just having a look behind to see who's going to be chasing him.
The reason why I'm saying that he's got no tire is that the guys and girls have to use this tire in qualifying and then use it through the race. So the smart move would be not to put many laps on it as Hans did, but I suppose they're still learning the track because it's so little track time.
Yeah,
so little
Hannes has the advantage there because he knows track. De Gruyter is also in the gravel. He's just looking to see if he can restart, but that's a no, and he's out of the race.
We were just mentioning earlier, we were kind of expecting him to see him in the mix. He is one of the more colourful riders, I would say. Would be the best description of
Italian. He's got a beard even.
Yeah, he was lucky to kind of finish the race, I believe, in Aragon. I stepped in to watch the qualifying. He's a hard rider, a real hard rider, and unfortunately, he's paid the price for that. So here we go. We got Mika. Still, actually, surprising, pulling Leville along there. He hasn't dropped him whatsoever, actually.
Maybe you spoke too soon. No.
You know, that lead that Summers got is going to be difficult to close up. And it just shows, you know, the difference in a tyre with 4 laps on it, the tyre with, I think, I have that in front of me somewhere, I think it was 12 laps by...
Neville has taken back second place from Mika Perez as they...
Yeah, actually, Neville had about 14 laps on that tyre before we started.
So we've got 3 laps to go in this 11-lap race.
And Mika had 12.
I just want to say that...
Avalon's up to 11th.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Hopefully she claims some more points this weekend overall in the championship, and she'll be building again on a Women's European Cup lead.
So the gap to the second group now is about just over 6 seconds, and these two actually working together, trying to anyway. Mika just slipped
I'm not
past.
sure about that, but Mika was definitely looking at Neville again.
Yeah, just keep an eye on the splits, but you know the splits at the moment there's a 3-second lead to for Hans over Mika at the moment.
Otis definitely hasn't given up on chasing down Coppola for 4th place. Garcia is behind him, followed by Troy, Byron Bester, Noderilla, Carpentier and Biddle up to 11th. Then we've got the wild card Ulrich, 13th is Roddy Pack, 14th Merley, 15th Daniel Drayton, 16th Theo Clark and 17th Michael Carbonera, and followed by his teammate Ricky Pucito.
Connor London, a Will Sport supporter rider up in 19th.
Actually the son of the sponsor.
Right, yeah. The kid, second year in the championship, we're doing the 650 now, yeah, so he's just to let you know that lead staying stable at the moment, 2 laps to go, so it'll be a hard ask to charge hands down at this point.
I think it's going to be more about who's going to claim second.
Yeah, I think it's all it's up to Mika's got a fair bit of knowledge, a fair bit of experience on this bike.
Yeah, he's been in the championship a few years, but yes, last year had a terrible season, so he really wants to make up for that this year.
It was either all or nothing, wasn't it, really?
Yeah. He had pole positions, but never put them into results.
This is just this turn on the back straight that's flat out in 6th, so they don't back it, they turn it in, and back shifted 2 gears for the left.
And you were saying about how physical turning at high speeds is on these
really
bikes.
difficult, yeah.
As it is on any bike.
Yeah, the wheels are spinning so hard here at Assen that changing direction, particularly at the end of that straight, and the one through after T12, coming back between 13 to 15 is real difficult. One of our super sport riders, Braden Nort, who's an ex-EJC rider, was really struggling with that. Braden's quite a slightly built rider, and any of the slighter built riders here really do struggle because remember the bikes are 175 plus the weight of the fuel in. But, beautiful style that from Mika really holding the bike up as much as he can on the side of the car. This is the other flat out section. And then again back 2 gears as they change direction there, back 2 gears into 15 and back another 2 down into the chicane. Oh, and here we go again. He keeps having a look, doesn't he? I mean, Doran's
and this is going to be key for the finish.
Yeah.
I guess they're trying things out.
Well, he's having a look. He knows he's on the last lap. He's having it looks like he's going to make a move before that.
Yeah, last lap, sorry.
And he does, just as we. Oh, doesn't make it though. Unfortunately, give it a go. But you can be sure that Dorian's lining
him up for the checkered flag.
Make it up, and unfortunately, just that turning that a little bit too soon. It looks like he's lost a little bit on Mika. And kind of needs to be in a slipstream if he's going to give it a go. A lot of riders struggling, as I said earlier on this section. This is the what we class as the new Assen, the old Assen with that beautiful big Struden bend isn't there any longer. Fortunately, I prefer the old one. But
so just looking at the lap times that they're doing here.
Best lap was Mika so far. Hasn't just gone under last year's time. He's done a 47.8. The lap record that was Dorian last year with a 47.1.
So we've had a bit of a move around with the girls. Obviously, Biddle still in 11th place. Then we've got Rodriguez, the youngest girl from Switzerland. She's moved up to 23rd, followed by Kissy 24th, and Stacey Nesbitt has dropped back to 25th.
3.4 second lead to Hans on the last lap.
Oh, actually, Stacey Nesbitt has gone down. They didn't actually show it on the screen, so she's out of the race.
Oh, here we go. There's the move. Absolutely textbook stuff. Beautiful. Unfortunately, I think he's going to lose that little bit of drive down in the chicane, and Miga's going to have another go back on the brakes. Can't do it though.
Hannes is already celebrating.
We're not sure actually whether.
Behind him is actually Laura Rodriguez.
Yeah, she's the lap rider, and it was Dorian made that move. He's made it stick and held it to the line. So great ride for Dorian. Absolutely beautiful from pole position. It's
fantastic to see Hannes Sommer win that race. And second place to Dorian Laville.
These kids are never really happy for a second, you know. When we go back to them and pat him on the back, he'll be down in the dumps because he started from pole position.
Absolutely.
Big expectations.
This is Avalon Biddle just crossing the line here,
and she does come in 11th, just behind Carpentier, should I say?
Fantastic. That's more points for her, and a great finish from the Carpentier because he's had quite a few crashes this weekend and had to completely rebuild the bike.
And the local rider Ulrich slips in 12th, so. Ride from him, started in 14th and made his way up a couple of places.
And as Sommer is celebrating to the crowd, super happy.
You can see Maria. He's certainly not a little lad. So
no, we've got real differences in sizes and shapes of rider in this class,
which is great. You know, the bike doesn't seem to favour one rider or the other. You know, small riders don't have an advantage, which is really what we want to see. You know, we want to see that all the riders or the bikes as even as possible, and it does make great racing.
Awesome, fantastic race.
He's pretty pleased with himself, you know.
Yeah, so we've got the winner of the European Junior Cup, and in number 21 is Avalon Biddle, the winner of the Women's European Cup, and they're celebrating bump fist there.
In my estimations, Mika would be leading this championship.
You need to get good on the numbers.
Followed by Hans. Mika's got himself 20 and a 16. I'm all wrong because Hans is now leading it.
He's supposed to be better at maths.
Well, he
only
a fifth place in Aragon and a win, so
Bodis just giving Mika Perez a thumbs up there, congratulating each other. Bodis actually finished in 4th place.
He's equal on standing, so
okay, so
all right. You can forgive me. 36 points apiece for Hans and
Mika Perez.
Dorian Laville, should I say, is 3rd. Followed by Gracia, he's 4th, and the book's still in the top 5 after that.
Despite the crash.
Non-finish.
We're just getting a replay here of where Dorian Laville makes the move.
Just through the fast section, a little bit of a toe through that fast section, just slides it up into 15, and that's a beautiful move. And it looked like for a moment that Mika was going to have another go back at the chicane. I had a look and thought better of it.
Byron Bester just entering the pits there. The only South African in the race today, because Doran Loureiro actually was declared unfit. I'm sure she'll be super happy.
Tell me a funny story about it. I said, why don't you lift the bike if you're scraping everything out? She said, well, then I can't touch the ground at the start.
Yeah, she's one of the very shortest riders, and she won't mind us saying that. But she will be the one pushing her bike back to the garages at the end of the day.
Yeah, she's very competitive.
Doesn't let her height affect her at all. So Hannes here takes up the number 1 spot. Laville, congratulating, there's his father, super happy. That's really fantastic to see. Oh, it's all going on. So Hannes dismounts from his bikes, gets congratulated by Jerry Bryce.
Jerry. Our boss, Jerry Bryce, owner and runner of the Will Sport European Junior Cup and the Super Sport team that I help manage.
Just getting a rerun here.
Just as a reminder, what what that's all about is that Javier Orellana won the EJC last year, and his the prize for that was a position in Supersport this year. So we're running Javier and also Braden Nort, who's an ex-EJC contender. Unfortunately, none of them competed. Javier had an injury that he picked up on one of the wet sessions, and Braden just missed out on the 107%, just by about 0.2, unfortunately.
A little bit unfair. Weather really played a part in that this weekend.
Yeah, and look, you can see, there's just how disappointed
Mika, I must admit,
with second place, he's really not chuffed at all.
No, he really wanted the win, as they all do. They're now going up, they're taken up onto the podium very shortly. Some very happy riders. So Dorian Leville, he's actually one of the older riders, 21. Hannah's 18, and Mika Perez is 16 years old. So again, we're showing a real mixture of the different age ranges we've got in this championship.
Even some of the very, very young riders are really talented with very, very little experience. The youngest rider being Troy.
Actually, I think it's Theo Clerk who is the outright youngest. He finished 15th overall today.
Troy's only 15, and he finished 7th in the race today at Assen. So
wonderful result for him.
And there's Robert Worthington in the background there.
He's going to be giving out the trophies on the podium.
He's the boss, Honda, UK from, and we got quite a few Honda personnel. We were having a good chat after Kyle Smith won the 600 Supersport race. Unfortunately, PJ didn't after leading it. So
still a Honda on the top spot.
Yeah, still a Honda. He did well. Cal's great, isn't he? He's a
fantastic character. He's just such a natural rider.
Yeah, super to watch. Lots of styling, lots of smoking of the rear tire, and sideways action. And here comes Avalon up to
leading him up the steps. Great to see. A smile on his face. Mika not looking so happy.
And Hans somewhere.
But I'm sure when it sinks in, he'll be pleased. Especially with joint.
Yeah, when he sees the joint, of the championship standings, he'll be happy enough. He'll be happy to go to the next round with 36 points. You couldn't be disappointed.
And the next round is actually at beautiful Donington Park in Derbyshire. Back to the UK. Hopefully we have some good weather there.
Couldn't be any worse than this, could it?
I tell you, it's been really difficult. We've had the sunshine for this race, which was wonderful. That's given us a fantastic race to watch. And I hope you've all enjoyed doing that. And but it has been difficult. It's not the warmest day. Avalon Biddle being invited onto the podium as the winner of the Women's European Cup today. Estonian rider Hannes Sommer takes the top step of the podium.
Avalon looks pretty pleased with herself, and so she should be.
Oh, we've got a change of personnel giving out the cups here. That looks like Nikki Hayden.
It is Nikki, isn't it? Yeah, well, that's nice. Nice touch. Nikki ended up in the podium in race 1.
On the Saturday.
Yeah, on the Saturday, yeah.
So he's actually giving out all the cups. So third place goes to Mika Perez. Thumbs up from Nikki Hayden.
That's nice, isn't it?
I think Mika actually has had quite a difficult weekend with some stuff going on at home, and that may be why I think he's not looking so happy. Yeah. He's actually just feeling a lot of emotion right now. Dorian Leville gets his cup for second place. And we're going to should be hearing some national anthems very soon. I don't know is that the crowd we can hear?
That's nice.
And that's what's fantastic about Assen with this stadium here, and it's great that we've got some fans still here celebrating in the European Junior Cup.
We ride by Summary or Hanley Stadium. We don't often see it.
It's just the other national anthem.
I'll just shut up well. In case you didn't recognise that national anthem. It was, of course, the Estonian national anthem for Hannes.
I guess we're going to hear the national anthem for Japan, for Honda as the manufacturer.
Hopefully will. I think he's getting some text. I just texted her. He says, so he lifted his phone out of his pocket.
Maybe he just gave his number to Avalon. Jake's going to be worried about that. Spraying champagne, surely one of the best parts of the race.
Yeah.
You know, the relief
Makes
of ending up on the podium.
Certainly makes it all worthwhile with such a difficult weekend. You know, quite a few crashes. 13 went down in one of the wet sessions, which was unfortunate. But you know, what a great job the team doing. Everything was back out again for the next one. Nobody missed out.
Yeah, to get 31 bikes back out there. That's,
we had one. We had one huge one. You know that. Who was it that really went down hard?
Le Carpentier, the young French rider.
Yeah, and there was a bit of, you know, it was a late night on that one, but the boys do a great job. You know, they.
You know, a lot of them were Alex Murley. He also had to rebuild his bike. He missed out on a lot of the second session.
You just see the differences in statures there between the boys and.
Yeah, Avalon is stood on that top step.
She really does a good job to muscle that bike around, you know, for that her size. Say she does have to lean it over further than anybody.
So we'll just run through the final results here at the Dutch round in Assen, with Hannes Sommer taking first place, followed by Dorian Leville in second, Mika Perez in third, Richard Bodis in fourth, Alfonso Coppola in fifth, Paolo Gracia in 6th, Troy Bezadenhout in 7th, Gabriel Noderer in 8th, and Byron Bester in 10th, with 10th place going to Romain Le Carpentier. So that's fantastic. After those crashes this weekend, he's claimed some good points. Avalon Biddle winning the Women's European Cup here today, but also taking 11th place.
Riders' Championship standings at the moment is 36 points apiece for Sommer and Perez. Leville's 30, Gracia 26, Kabunk, unfortunately after that crash today, 25, Bodis 22, Coppola 18. Is it? I can't even say.
Bezadenhout.
Is it 18?
So they're just going to give us a rerun of the start here. Leville, even despite getting that little bit of an error at the start, he still was first into turn 1.
Mid-turner, wasn't he? This is where we're all standing usually on the pit lane with our heart in our mouth, and this is unfortunate just where Nicole didn't do anything wrong.
She had nowhere to go.
Taken down by
Charlie Oakland, the English rider.
Bike, unfortunately. Hopefully.
So it's both their first full seasons in this championship. That's not going to be a great start to the year for them, but we're also seeing Themetris having his off, and Mika Perez and Leville having their amazing battle.
These little bikes are...
they're not so little, are they, Jeremy?
Well, 650s, and, you know, they're getting around less than about 9 seconds slower than a Super Sport bike. It's impressive. It is just about 8 seconds slower than a Super Sport bike.
Huge celebrations by Hannes Sommer as he crosses the line to win the race here at Assen.